Welcome back, everyone. We're on Chapter 10 of I Hunt Killers. Before we begin, we will take a deep breath in. Chapter 10. The Impressionist unfolded the sheet of paper he kept in his pocket at all times. Right front pants pocket. All the time. That way, he always knew where it was. He didn't really need the paper anymore. He had long since memorized its contents, not merely the words in the correct order, but also the particulars of the handwriting itself, the loops of the O's, the jagged slashes of the F's and T's. He was certain that, if called upon, he could reproduce the contents of the paper right down to the tiny stutter in the word field, the stutter where the pen had clogged for an instant and made a slight skip and an almost imperceptible blotch on the paper before once again giving a smooth line. The paper held the Impressionist's instructions. They were sacred to him. No matter how well he knew those instructions, he would never throw away that paper. So far, he had followed his instructions precisely to the letter, with one exception, of course. The boy, Jasper Dent. The next morning, Tuesday morning, the Impressionist sat in the coffee shop on Main Street in Lobel's Nod, thinking of wolves in sheep's clothing, thinking of the Trojan horse, thinking, too, of his next victim. He wondered, idly, for it did not matter greatly one way or the other, if the boy had found the ring yet. He had followed Jasper enough to puzzle out that the boy was running his own investigation beyond the sheriff's. The Impressionist wasn't particularly worried about either of them actually catching him. That just wouldn't happen. But he knew that the sheriff would never find the ring. Tanner was burned out after catching one serial killer and didn't have the chops to catch a second. Jasper might find the ring, but then what? Would he be able to decipher its meaning in time? In the meantime, his next victim lived here in town. In fact, he could summon her now, easily, and did so with a single raised finger. The waitress came to him, flashing him a quick, practiced smile. Helen, her name tag read. Helen, he was sure, was thinking of nothing more than refilling his coffee, and then maybe retreating into the kitchen for a moment's respite before taking the orders of 3 college-age kids who'd just stumbled through the door with the air of demanding hungover hunger. Thank you, the Impressionist said to her with great earnestness. Her practiced smile widened into something a bit more genuine. Maybe this guy would be worth more of a tip than the usual cheapskates left. The Impressionist, for his part, returned her smile, then watched her refill his coffee, watched the tendons in her forearm go taut, watched the bent of her wrist, watched her slender, elegant fingers on the handle of the carafe. Her fingers. Just noticing.